Good morning and welcome to Onward in Love and Caregiving. I'm Greg Johnson. I'm the president and CEO of GJP International, which is Greg Johnson Partnerships International, located here in New York City. I'm so glad to have you with me this morning. This is a special month. It is November, and November is National Family Caregiver Month. So, as always, I invite you, please thank a caregiver every day, and please name it. I often talk about this, and I have with you. Naming it is very important because it gives definition, it gives proper respect, but more than that, it helps people to find resources. Because what do we do today? We Google, we look on computers, but we need words to do it. And we might put down caring for mom, caring for dad, these sorts of things. But family caregiving will provide endless resources. And ever since the spring of this year, 2023, when we had the release of that incredibly powerful document from our wonderful friends at AARP, and we thank you, thank you, thank you, because in that document entitled Valuing the Invaluable, the world suddenly realized the enormous contribution that family caregivers are making the world over. Now, this was a document regarding the United States and the year 2021. And it stated that in that year, the value of all the services provided free of charge by family caregivers, were they paid, were it monetized, would have equaled over 600 billion US dollars. That's brought a lot of attention. And there are many of us who are professionally involved here in the world of family caregiving to making certain that that awareness is properly understood and that it's not something that becomes abused. We want to keep caregivers caregivers. We do not want to create more care recipients, nor do we want to have scapegoats. And that's a whole topic that I could go on, but I'm not today because I want to share with you something that I read this week. And I'm going to read it to you. I don't normally read to you, but this I think is so powerful. It technically is an anonymous letter. Originally, when I found it, it was attributed to Albert Einstein. After his death, his daughter donated some 1,400 letters written by Einstein to the Hebrew University, with orders not to publish the content until 2 decades after his death. Now, that has happened, and this letter was attributed to that. It has since been said that it is not. However, the content is so like many of the thoughts that Einstein shared in his later life. And the person who so graciously did not put his name to it, but attributed to Einstein. So I'm telling you up front, that's the history of this. I ask you to listen to the content. And here we read. When I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me. And what I will reveal now to transmit to mankind will also collide with the misunderstanding and prejudice in the world. I ask you to guard the letters as long as necessary, years, decades, until society is advanced enough to accept what I will explain below. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others, and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. And now, family caregivers, you understand why I am reading this. When scientists looked for an unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful unseen force. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others. Love is power because it multiplies the best we have and allows humanity not to be extinguished in their blind selfishness. Love unfolds and reveals, for love we live and die. Love is God, however you define that word, and God is love. This force explains everything and gives meaning to life. This is the variable that we have ignored for too long. Maybe because we are afraid of love, because it is the only energy in the universe that man has not learned to drive at will. To give visibility to love, I made a simple substitution in my most famous equation. Instead of E equals mc2, we accept that the energy to heal the world can be attained through love multiplied by the speed of light squared. We arrive at the conclusion that love is the most powerful force there is because it has no limits. After the failure of humanity in the use and control of the other forces of the universe that have turned against us, it is urgent that we nourish ourselves with another kind of energy. If we want our species to survive, if we are to find meaning in life, if we want to save the world and every sentient being that inhabits it, love is the one and only answer. Perhaps we are not yet ready to make a bomb of love, a device powerful enough to entirely destroy the hate, selfishness, and greed that devastates this planet. However, each individual carries within them a small but powerful generator of love whose energy is waiting to be released. When we learn to give and receive this universal energy, we will have affirmed that love conquers all, is able to transcend everything and anything. Love is the quintessence of life. I deeply regret not having been able to express what is in my heart, which has quietly beaten for you all my life. Maybe it's too late to apologize, but as time is a relative, I need to tell you that I love you and I thank you. Yes, that's a powerful letter. It is a powerful thought. And I hope that you will listen to it again and again as I have read it again and again. And yes, it's on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to see it in the written form as well. But I ask you to understand the anonymity of the writer, as well as to live the universality of the content. Family caregivers, you are leading the way. You are giving love from your abundance. You are often giving love from being absolutely exhausted. We thank you, we bless you, and we send our love to you. Wherever you are, raise your hands and let that energy of the palm go forward into the screen and to the lives of each person listening to this message. As we always say, onward in love and caregiving. Namaste. God bless. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Onward in love and caregiving. Thank you.